Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters in That podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and today we've got some special guests out there in the West. We got Sage, we got his friend Donovan from the band, and I hope I don't pronounce it wrong, but it's either Endrid or Endrid.
Yep.
Endrid, yep.
Okay, so almost like Madrid in a way, but without the MA. So, all right. So, I guess where you boys hailing from, and I guess how you been recently?
Pretty good. Lately we've just been doing a lot of jamming, a lot of acoustic stuff,
A lot of riding.
a lot of writing. It's been a pretty chill end of the summer, and now we're going into the fall. That's my favorite season, so I'm just
Yes,
excited to get rid of this heat.
Yes, sir. Just wrapped up recording our first single. Just been writing and jamming since.
That's good to hear. Are you guys based in the state of Kansas? Because somebody, I think, acted as a third party to actually make this happen, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got a friend helping us out. Just because I have just so much on my plate, so it's easier to balance things out. But yeah, Kansas City, straight from it.
Oh, Missouri. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of both sides. So I'm based in the Missouri side, and Sage and Cody, our singer, are also they're based in Kansas. And the drummer we work with is also based in Missouri, so it's basically half and half.
15-mile difference.
In other words, we can make it work. So,
Yeah.
all right. That's all cool and all. All right. So, just fill you guys in on how the podcast works here. The way it's going to work is just want to ask you guys some questions. Want to get to know you more both as the musicians, but also as the individuals as well here too. So, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I want to go by seniority in this case. So, I guess who's the oldest? All right. So I guess, Donnie, what's your role in the band? And I guess what's your backstory of how you became a musician?
So my role in the band is bassist. The backstory on how I really became a musician starts with me recording my self-rapping in my room. That's really where it started. I had a pretty big ambition to be a rapper when I was younger. And then I learned how to work a DAW and eventually met some guitarists that wanted recorded. And shout out to Landon. And and then worked my way up to become a sound guy, and then wanted to pick up an instrument and picked up bass, and boom, here we are. Now it's my passion.
I was you're trying to be like the Eminem of Missouri. Is that what you're trying to do?
A little bit.
I mean, we can't call it 8 Mile at this point. So should we call it the Extra Mile or something? Just for
Something like that. It's got a good ring to it.
Were you trying to do something like the turntables and stuff, or were you just mainly in your room, just rapping out whatever came to mind and just rhyming?
So mostly what I would do is I would go on YouTube and find free beats and just throw them in a DAW and just start rapping. And it was a good way it was a good little outlet, but I needed something more, and that's why I'm glad I found bass.
Was this happened to be one day the bass just appeared to you, almost like in a dream, for instance?
Honestly, kind of. I went over to my friend Landon's house, and he had this old Rogue bass that he was going to get rid of. He didn't care about it at all, and he just let me have it. And I'm lefty, so I had to modify it from right-handed to left-handed. And it was a fun process, and it got me really interested in playing. It was cool. And it did kind of just appear out of random one day. I just went over there and I was like, ooh, what's this thing, dude?
Actually, it would have been a lot more convincing. It was like the angelic hosts just brought it down to him one day. Yeah. That is your quest, Donovan, to play the bass in Endrid.
Yes.
So, all right. So, I guess, Sage, this could also tie with the band here too, but I guess first off, I guess, what's your role and I guess what's your story?
Yeah, I'm currently the lead guitarist and manager. My journey kind of started, it was interesting. So up until COVID, I was a professional video game player. So
He was really good at Fortnite. Really good.
So I played that pretty much all of my teenage years. And then right after COVID happened, it's kind of ironic because, you would think we're all locked up in the houses. why would I not just continue to play video games? But I don't know what happened. I quit. I missed too many holidays, missed too many family events, too many high school stuff, parties and stuff. I just missed out on a lot. So one day I can remember it clear as day, but I was sitting in bed and I was just laying there and I was like, what can I do? What's a hobby I can do? And then I remembered up in the attic, I had this old 10-year-old, like $50 Walmart guitar I got for my 10th birthday. So I went in the attic and I pulled it out. It was brand new still, never opened package, and I pulled out this crappy black and white guitar, and then I started learning, and I sucked for a while, and I was just teaching myself. I didn't even know how to restring the guitar, so every time I tried to restring it, I would just break the sets. So I just kept breaking packs of strings, and I had
Expensive.
Yeah, it was expensive. But yeah, my neighbor was a guitarist, and my youngest sister at the time, she was like 6 or 7. She hung out with his daughter, and he would let me just come over and just jam, and he would record me, and he would play some acoustic, and we'd just play together. And that went on for a couple months, and that definitely helped me a lot. But after that, I mean, you fast forward a year later, I was in my first band. I was actually I was taking music lessons for singing at the time. I wasn't even playing guitar, or I guess being taught how to play guitar. And then I met our current singer, Cody, and he was taking guitar lessons. So I saw him and he saw me. We started playing and became friends, and we swapped. And then, yeah, we were in about 2 band iterations, and now we're on the 3rd, and this is Endrid. So yeah, it's been a interesting journey. We've pretty much learned everything together. Multiple heartbreaks, the whole shebang. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's me.
I guess the video game wise, were you doing more of the computer geek, or were you one of the console guys?
Yeah, so I started on console. On Xbox, I used to stream on Mixer, and it was a great streaming app. Ninja actually started on there, and I don't know why they just deleted it or discontinued it from Microsoft. So then eventually I made a couple $100 off of a Fortnite tournament on console, and I bought a cheap little gaming rig from my uncle, and I started playing PC tournaments and whatnot, and then that's when it really kicked off. So.
You said Xbox. Were you the one on Halo trying to do all the no scopes?
Oh yeah. I started. I've been playing Xbox since I was 6 or 7. I was playing Call of Duty, World at War, and Black Ops, all the Modern Warfares, Halo. I mean, you name it. That's all I did. My whole life was just game.
Good. I don't say I was never really good at doing the online gaming, because I did do Call of Duty back in my day, but I think now when you start getting older, you start to appreciate life a little bit more than just sit around just button mashing the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still have Elden Ring and the God of War games I still haven't opened yet.
Yeah, dude, I've heard great things about the game too.
I've seen some gameplay.
Oh yeah. So I guess this could also delve to Endrid. So I guess in terms of the band, it seemed like Sage, you had found Cody at one point. You guys swapped duties from doing guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
I guess how'd you meet Donovan?
Yeah, so that's interesting. How did we meet?
So I think we met. I met you at Jerry's Bass Shop in Lenexa, Kansas. It was the very first sound gig I ever did as a sound guy, and Sage was playing with one of his other band iterations, and that's where I met Sage first. I know for sure, and I think I met Cody, our singer, first down at Tin Roof, Kansas City, in Westport. I started working with them as a recording engineer and producer, helping them record some demos and doing some sound stuff. And dude, I fell in love with the music so much, to a point where I got like addicted to it, where it was stuck in my head daily, and I had to become a part of it. It consumed me. And we met in the local scene just through mutual friends, and it's pretty cool how everything worked out.
Yeah, you were actually at my Yeah, we met at my first show ever.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it
My
went.
first sound gig and his first show.
Yeah.
It was really cool, man.
We could definitely say this is some sort of destiny. Is this what we're trying to build into or something?
Never know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
yeah,
wild.
if it is, we'll know eventually, right?
I suppose so. But Sage, it seemed like you guys had like maybe a couple bands before you formed Endrid. Is that how it went?
Yeah.
And then I guess what's more the history about Endrid? How you got up to this point?
Yeah. I think the hardest part was really trying to figure out, like, I feel like we were playing a ton of shows, but we were never actually recording any music. So, like, in the eyes of everyone else, we were just like this ghost band. We just show up and play, and no one would ever be able to find anything about us afterwards. And I don't know, I feel like the most important journey was really like learning me and Cody's dynamic together, because I mean, like I said, we're best friends, and I mean, he's got such a great expressive soul. I feel like we really connected over like blues music, oddly enough, and Hendrix and BB King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he schooled me. He was already at the time when we met a couple years ahead of me guitar wise, so he was schooling me. I was like a little baby, but I don't know. I feel like we just really connected because I'm a very like logical, very streamlined kind of personality type. Yeah, exactly. And he was a very open, flowy, go with the jam, bro, kind of vibe. And I don't know. Since we've been working together, we've grown a ton, and I feel like we've put in a lot of work. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet little story.
Are you guys a 4-piece, or are you guys mainly just sticking with 3-piece and then just doing drums as like a...
Yeah. So technically, we're a 4-piece right now. Our drummer is mostly just doing session drumming. We're not really playing any live shows right now because we're just focused on releasing music and just growing the medias and stuff like that. But yeah, we're a 4-piece. Our drummer's name is Cameron. He's been doing all this session work, all the studio work right now. And ideally, we hope that, it should stay that way. So
I always got a kick out of the name Sage, because there was actually a show on Toonami that was called Ronin Warriors. I don't know if you ever seen it, but one of the characters was named Sage, and the way they always just made it flow when they did the commercial was just so nice. So
charismatic.
Actually, it was 5, so unfortunately it would have to be a 5-piece band then. So that'll do. But
That's weird.
It's all cool. But I guess this one could tie in with influences. But I guess first off, where'd you get the name Endrid? And then I guess what's really the sound behind that?
Yeah. So at first, the first show we played under this band name, at the time we weren't even a band. We were just me and Cody, and we're just writing. And then I saw this show pop up that I really wanted to play. And this was literally like probably a couple months after our recent band kind of just collapsed. And I was like, all right, we need to come up with a name and find a drummer ASAP. So we were on a huge paranormal kick at the time, and we were both super obsessed with like this web series called Hellier, which is a documentary about it's about like, I don't know, like ghosts and cryptids and aliens and just all the cool fun sci-fi stuff. And we got really obsessed with the Mothman prophecies, which is it's a great movie, and it's a real event. And one of the aliens in that movie, his name's Endrid Cold. He's basically like someone that was warning the narrator of events that were going to happen in the future. And at first, the band's name was Endrid Cold, but I found out there were like 5 other bands with that name. There was like I think some kind of European Swedish death metal band called Endrid Cold. There was this hardcore punk band down on the East Coast called Endrid Cold. So I was like, let's change our name to Endrid. Let's just make it a name that doesn't exist yet. Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. It just made its way. I guess it kind of just rolled off the tongue a little well. So that's how that started. And in terms of our sound, generically, from what I've heard from most people, it's mostly a blend of like alternative rock, post grunge. So you got to think late '90s. A bit of we get a lot of strong comparisons to bands like Deftones. I would say what else? What else would you think?
People often bring up shoegaze.
Yeah, shoegaze. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I like to use a lot of crazy soundscapey guitar effects. So I like super long delays and reverbs and yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with all of our songs is like each song kind of creates its own world in a way. So we try to, instead of each song being like similar, we try to make them all have their own little story to pull you into. So I kind of like the idea that like someone doesn't have to like every song from a band, but each person can find a song they relate to. I think that's really important.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, our sound's a great mesh of melodic yet heavy.
Yeah.
So it can be classified as very many genres.
It's pretty fair.
Actually, when you were saying Deftones, are you thinking back to the days when they were doing Adrenaline, Around the Fur, or was this more of the later stuff?
I'd say Koino Yoken. So about through the middle, I'd say. I definitely, yeah, these Deftones, they've had a lot of different sounds. But yeah,
White Pony influence too, I'd say.
Yeah, White Pony is one of my biggest influences of all time. I could play every single song of that album. But yeah, I'd say right around the middle. Speaking of, their new album is
excellent,
insanely fire.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard because I'm just used to like, I don't know, I haven't had a lot of favorite albums in the last couple years. So
same.
Yeah, they released this
Bravo, Deftones.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I gotta give them a lot of credit.
I actually did see him tour a while back when they were touring with Gojira and a band called Vowels.
Oh
Ooh,
my
nice.
goodness. That's a fire.
Nice.
I'd maybe give more to Gojira, but out of respect, I would say Deftones, they held their own. So
Yeah.
We also
they at least did all the hits. They did all the hits. So
Yeah, I've seen Gojira once. It was my first. I didn't even know who they were until that concert. I saw them with, God, who was it? It was Mastodon, Gojira, and who else was on that show?
I don't know if I was there, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, it was like a rave. Honestly, that's what it felt like. It's just death metal is very similar to like rave music. But yeah, I'm seeing Deftones at the T-Mobile Center here in about a month, and that'll be my first time ever seeing them. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
I'd say the one gripe I had was Chino was more into pumping the crowd up at the wrong times than he was focusing on it. He did on the
Yeah.
songs for City, and I actually put it up on my YouTube channel that has the video I got with like all the songs that they covered.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think he's super unique to me. I feel like he's kind of like a glitch in the Matrix.
He's definitely one of the big time. That's a good way to put it.
Actually, I thought one of your songs was going to be like an Engine number 9, where Donovan was going to do some little rap style there.
So that's actually funny.
That's really funny you
And that's
say
the one
that.
I forgot to leave out. But when our band's name was still Endrid Cold, he was actually the second vocalist. He wasn't even playing bass.
Yep.
So him and Cody were going back and forth. We had like a more of a new metal kind of approach.
Yeah.
But
Also slight metalcore too, because I did screams and also raps. But that's funny you say that though, because I believe one of the first cover ideas we had was Engine number 9.
yeah,
I think it was. I think it was the first that I spit out. That's awesome. Such a good song.
I was going to say, are you able to spit out lyrics that quick? Someone's thinking you're going to be like a Jay-Z.
It's a little. I'm not gonna lie. That one was a little difficult. Like I can get a good percentage of it, but there's certain parts of that song that take some serious practice to get. It just rolls off the tongue in a very certain way. It's so distinct.
I was like, how'd you pick up the part where you had to scream like, you fucking whore? That whole deal. I think that one had to require some had to require some practice and maybe some sore throats afterwards.
True.
Yeah, it's definitely about projecting correctly so you don't get too sore.
All right. But I guess, have you guys released any songs yet under Endrid?
Not yet. This will be the first one. Exactly 30 days from now. So
I guess,
yeah.
I guess let's go delve into it. So the song, Wendigo, I think this could also tie in one of the questions to talk about the lyrics, but go ahead and talk about the song. What's it about?
Yeah. So the Wendigo is culturally known as a skinwalker with the Jin's ears. But yeah, exactly. But I know that that folklore has a lot of significant meaning to like indigenous people. So I didn't want to just, well, we're making a song about skinwalkers. Your mom's a skinwalker. That's not the point. I feel like the true meaning of it is it's kind of like a mirror of self in a way. It's somebody who gets a hold of too much power and it corrupts them. And that's kind of what the song's about. It's a back and forth between the human narrator and then the Wendigo watching the human kind of just navigate down this darker path, and it's encouraging it, and it's whispering in its ear, like telling them, the further you go down this path, like you're gonna get blinded. It's that kind of vibe. So it's kind of like a mirror of self in a way.
It almost encapsulates intrusive thoughts in a song in a way, almost.
Yeah. It's the only song we have that's about a animate object, if that makes sense, like something that already exists and we're just using it. It's all the other songs are mostly just stories we've made, but that's why I think it's pretty cool. It kind of stands out a bit.
Good symbolism.
It's got a very dark verse, very creepy, kind of like, I would kind of compare it to like something like The Cure or maybe A Perfect Circle. They have a lot of those darker verses and then more impactful choruses in a way. The chorus is super upbeat and super strong. A lot of instrumentation.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got like let me think. We've got
the build on the bridge is beautiful. It's got a great.
It's got a guitar solo, so it's not what you would contrarily expect. I feel like a lot of modern rock nowadays doesn't really have solos. Not in the way like Soundgarden or Alice in Chains or Metallica used to have solos in every song. Like that was the guitar trope. Oh, it's a guitarist, he can shred. But yeah, it's got a solo right about halfway through the song, and it's one of the first songs we ever wrote. And it's funny because Deftones isn't a huge influence on Cody, our singer, but he actually wrote the chorus of this song and then brought it to me. And a lot of people say, like a lot of our friends are like, yeah, this chorus sounds so much like a Deftones chorus. I'm like, but Cody wrote that. It wasn't me. So it's pretty cool how that works. But yeah, it's got a lot of atmosphere, like the intro. It's got some super dissonant parts going on in each ear.
A lot of ear candy.
There's we've got some like nature noises in there, some like crickets chirping and stuff like that. A lot of very subtle things.
Yes.
And the whole point, I think, we had the intention with this song was to draw someone in. Feel like you're getting kind of encapsulated by something that you're not supposed to be getting encapsulated by.
It feels like an ominous walk through the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the stalking skinwalker who happens to come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly.
And then it turns into a run about halfway through.
Exactly.
So we do the run for your life sort of. I was thinking like Sleepy Hollow sort of moment right there.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
So I guess in terms of the guitar solos, it seems like you don't get like the finger picking you would know with like Eddie Van Halen or some of the old timers would used to do with the guitars, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm not the best guitarist. I'm good at writing songs, but I do have some tricks up my sleeve, and I feel like in this song, even though it's short and sweet, but I've got some cool little licks in there.
This guy's humble. He can shred.
Yeah,
this guy's humble.
There's a little bit of a psychedelic vibe to it. I'm influenced by a lot of like, man, a lot of my favorite guitar players are kind of like Adam Jones from Tool. That's a big one. I really like Jerry Cantrell. I'm trying to think if there's big ones. Those are probably the biggest ones in my mind right now. But I like a lot of blues guitarists. Hendrix, of course, everyone loves Hendrix. I really loved Hendrix because obviously my dad, my whole life, was like shows me all these, Hendrix and David Gilmour. That's a huge note. But I really like how Hendrix, he just made noises a lot. You know what I mean? Like he came up with unique ways, like unique distortions and unique phrasings on the guitar. And I think that's like the most important thing to take from I understand, yeah, he could shred. He could just play nonstop for hours. But I think like creativity wise, he's very expressive on building his own format for guitar, if that makes sense. That's like the biggest takeaway I have.
That's for sure. And just go back to influences. This one's more for Donovan. I guess first off, which rappers did you always look up to when you were rapping? I guess who do you look up to in bass nowadays?
Ooh, that's a great question. There's a couple that I could name for rap. First and foremost, I'd say Pouya, Pouya, as a Florida-based rapper. Him, guys like Kendrick Lamar. Man, there's not really too many that come to my mind off the top of the head with rap because I've mostly transitioned to listening to like more guitar-based music. But yeah, that'd be the two biggest influences I'd say on rap. And then nowadays with bass, I'd say I'm a big metal guy, and I like pick players. I like guys that play with a pick. So personally, I like Rex Brown from Pantera. I believe Dave Ellefson of Megadeth played with a pick as well. Those are two guys that I looked up to really early on. Other than that, guys like Victor Wooten are just Victor Wooten's just a genius. Like you got to look up to Victor Wooten. Like those are some. Those are some I'd say. There's countless though. We could sit here and name names for a while for sure.
I'd say the one I've always looked up to was more of Ryan Martini from Mudvayne.
Ooh, nice.
Dude.
Nice.
I saw them a couple summers ago. He was nuts. That man, he's a madman.
Nice.
I was not expecting that. I had never heard Mudvayne until that point. Like, we had a friend who was introducing us to all these new bands. Oh my god, that bass. He was making like sub drops with his hands. With that, I don't know what it's called, but he's got that signature technique he created on his own. And I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's insane live.
Well, he was always doing more of the finger style, which I guess,
Yep.
Donovan, have you mixed around with fingers and pick?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, have you messed around with fingers at first and then you moved into a pick?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah. So I started off picking not necessarily up and down like that, but more guitar style. That's really how I started playing. And then I transitioned over to using a pick more. But nowadays I've been experimenting more with above picking like that with two fingers. I've been trying to just expand my forte all around. Now I also experiment with some slap.
Slap bass.
Got to slap at the bass.
He's slapping that bass. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
But, I don't know if it was
there too, you know.
Yeah. Actually, go back to Ryan Martini. I didn't really know if it was so much a sound. I thought it was a technique that was there, but he just did it a lot more, and he just did fluidly, to be honest.
Yeah, he's intense. That's a good way I would say it.
I would say, has Donovan gone to any shows yet? Whenever he is playing bass, he has to go shirtless then. So that's what he's got to do.
I've been working on my body for it, bro. I've been working on my body for it.
Yeah. All right. And I guess go back to have you guys have any other works outside Wendigo? I guess you guys plan to release maybe an EP or an album this year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
We want to short-term goal is, or smaller goal is an EP. We want to do 5 or 6 songs, maybe a couple little like interlude tracks, just instrumentals in between, a couple of those. I want to definitely release an acoustic version of Wendigo at some point. We've got like our own open tuning we use and stuff like that, and I think that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, the goal is an album. I know it's crazy expensive, and you know we're just working just like every other band. But yeah, I think an album would be pretty much a milestone for me for my life, honestly. Whatever happens after that, cool. But yeah,
That's the first and foremost goal. Getting an album out for sure.
I guess you want to spoil any details about what the other songs are going to cover, and I guess is there a certain influence to the sound on some of the other ones?
yeah. Man, gotta think about this a little bit. We've got a few songs that are on the much heavier side. One of them is very drum driven, which is it's a little bit new for us because we have such a guitar driven sound between me and Cody, and then bass. But yeah, we've got a more drum driven song that's pretty damn heavy. It's kind of gives me, I would say, like Seven Dust vibes a bit.
I know which one you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, and so that's going to be a cool one. Not going to leave the name yet, but it's about it's kind of like a twist on not only like manipulative people, but also how technology and AI is manipulating us. So that one will be cool.
Oh yeah.
We've got a couple poppy songs actually, like catchy Jeff Buckley-esque songs, and that's where Cody really gets to showcase some of his strengths and like his roots. And then yeah, we've got
some really melodic, beautiful, like Deftonesy, Deftonesy type stuff on there as well. And yeah, it's a good combination of heavy and melodic, going back to earlier. And it really helps you delve into every emotion. Yeah. It helps you find your emotions and deal with them in a healthy way. That's what our sound really does.
You sure you're not going to name the album Therapy?
Hey. That's a theme. No, yeah. I'll give you one of the words in the album name is descent. So do as you please. But yeah, it's really just, it explores a lot of mental health stuff. A lot of, it's like a switch. We've got a lot of sadder songs, and then we've got a lot of songs that are meant to lift people up. I think that's the biggest thing, is just really finding anyone in the world that can connect to it and hopefully help them be a better person. I think that's all I really care about.
Amen.
Yeah. All right. So is there an ETA on when it might be released?
I couldn't even tell you. We're probably gonna do another single. I can tell you that. So we're gonna aim for November-ish. I could say Wendigo has a remix that comes out exactly 2 months from now, and that has a female featured artist on it. So that's a little bit of a surprise. One of our close friends is an opera singer, so that'll be cool.
She has a beautiful voice.
Yeah. And then, I'd say around probably November, December, we're going to try to release another song that's a bit different from this one and hopefully give people another taste. And then, honestly, I don't really care about the whole trope that, bands just do singles nowadays, nothing else, just singles. I don't really care. I think I'm just going to we might just do 2, maybe 3 singles and then release the EP. But yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes month to month.
That seems to be the way band seems to go, with releasing the singles and then release it all as an album afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it up to you. So good luck, boys.
Thank you.
But I guess still kind of sticking on it. I guess who's going to do the honor of producing it? Do you guys DIY, or do you got someone in your neck of the woods?
Yeah.
So a little half and half.
Yeah, it's a little half and half. We've got a producer we're working with. He is producing and mixing, and his name is Brody McKeegan.
Shout out to Brody.
Yeah, he's an amazing producer. He's younger. I think he's late 20s. But he's someone I actually found through YouTube. Funny enough, I was just scrolling one day and I found this video and I was like, oh my god, this sounds beautiful. And I started watching. I hit him up on Instagram, and then we set it up, and he produced Wendigo. He's, from what I know about his bio, he's started off in actually the SoundCloud rap era. So that would have been what, 2016-ish?
Technically, I think it started like 2015.
Yeah, so when all those SoundCloud emo rap scenes started to get big. I would have been right around when I was in middle school, but like Lil Peep, stuff like that. Yeah, and then I think he moved to bands, and he's a guitarist. And then over that 10 years, I think he moved across multiple major cities, just networking and learning his grind and his process. And he's going on a big tour next month, actually. He's going to Europe with this band called Wiccaphase Springs Eternal. Crazy name, but
super cool.
Yeah, they're doing like a folk country vibe, and they're going to Europe with a few other bands. But yeah,
You should check him out on socials.
Yeah, he's
Brody McKeegan.
He kicked ass. I'm not gonna lie, he blew us away. But yeah, we kind of co-produce. So we actually do remote sessions. So we do everything virtually. He'll sit here with our project open in the DAW, and we'll just work together and fit what we want to fit in. Like in Wendigo, we have an acoustic guitar layer, banjo, ebo, which is it's like a hybrid between a slide guitar and like like a violin pick kind of thing.
Like a bow in a way.
Yeah. So we've got that. We've got he did some additional clean guitar. Stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're gonna work together for the foreseeable future. We clicked really well, and I feel like that's something that's a big struggle for a lot of bands. Some bands don't like to be told what to do. Some bands want full control. Some bands don't have access, to the right gear to record on their own and stuff like that.
There's definitely a lot of things that can get in the way, but we're definitely really happy we found Brody.
Yep. I guess it's also a good thing too. You found him on the internet. I guess in this case, social media. In this case, so
yeah.
All right. But did you say where he lives at? I wasn't sure if he lived in like.
Yeah, he's up in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah.
Okay, but good catch nonetheless. So there you go.
Yeah, very good catch.
But it kind of does segue into the challenges. I guess I know you talked about the bands wanting to be like in full control, dominating or that sort of thing or whatever. But I guess what's been your challenges so far, just in Endrid?
I think the biggest challenge really has been probably imposter syndrome. I think that's one of the most common shared goals between us three mostly, is that we just have such a strong sense that like we don't deserve to kind of act like a real professional band. You know what I mean? Like we feel like we don't get to. We're young and like it's hard to just imagine myself sometimes like as someone who can legitimately play and write a song. And I know it's such a stupid thing to say, but like even with Cody, like especially as a singer, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You have a lot that you probably feel like you have to prove to people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's been hard for us to really accept the fact that we're legitimately musicians. It just feels strange going to shows, even local shows, and like getting blown away by bands who have more experience than us. And that's a big struggle. Creatively, I would say a big struggle is that I listen to a lot more heavier music, and Cody listens to a lot more chill soulful, like he really likes John Mayer, upbeat music, stuff like that. And he's got a really catchy voice, so naturally, that's kind of what he's into. And I listen to a lot of new metal, Deftones. Obviously, that's under that same category, but a lot of alternative metal like Tool, Carnival, Gojira, Sleep Token, Bad Omens, Currents. I listen to a lot of metalcore too. I'm just a really big fan of it. Yeah. But yeah, those are some of the struggles I could think off the top of my head. Obviously, honestly, access to resources is a really hard one. I feel like we've kind of had to like learn how to do a lot of this stuff ourselves.
Yes.
And I know a lot of bands, yeah, they can definitely feel us on that. I feel like even here in Kansas, there's like a big lack of opportunity to network with people who can really get you out of Kansas or show you how to get out of Kansas. You know what I mean? Like, my focus is not really, I just don't want to really play in my own city forever. It's like, I feel like I
want to explore.
Yeah, honestly, at heart, like, we all just want to play music. Doesn't matter who or where or when or how, who, like what with, but yeah, I just don't want to be stuck here forever. I don't even want to live here forever, I don't think. I've been here my whole life. My dad's from the East Coast. I love the East Coast. I love mountains, really. I just feel a lot more calmer of a person up there, anywhere where there's higher elevation. What about you? What do you think some of our struggles are?
I definitely would agree with you on the imposter syndrome. I'd say mental blocks for sure. And then just trying to find time really with all that we work, and just trying to find money to support it. Because, yeah, it's hard to find time to work and get a lot done, I'd say that's our two biggest things. But we definitely get past them. We've got a lot of material, so we've gotten past our mental blocks. And yeah, we get together frequently. So we make it past our challenges, but there's definitely a little bit of what would you say? There's definitely a little bit of challenge to it. I don't know the exact word I'm looking for, but yeah, there's a little bit of challenge there. But that's life, though. You got to find a way to work around.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit of death metal band, but there was always a song that originally stuck out to me. It was "Find a Way or Make One."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You have to. There's,
Exactly.
I mean,
Shout out to
nothing.
Bottom Marv.
Yeah, nothing's ever going to come to you. That's one thing I've learned. And there's a lot of different kinds of relationships you can have in the music industry. Symbiotic, I think that's very important to have. It's like the people who help build you up are going to be the people you need when you fall down, and you're going to fall down a lot. You know what I mean? So that's why,
It's about building a tribe of people you trust.
Yeah, I don't believe in using people to get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's always something someone else can offer to you in a relationship. And it's super important to just find that common connection so you guys can remain in the same hemisphere,
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I know I'm kind of getting to this question a little late, but I know we talked earlier about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first, was Endrid born after COVID, or was it kind of a name?
Yeah,
that's kind of
way
after a while?
after. Endrid was born 2024. So yeah, it was born I think last August, actually. So yeah. Before that, we had a band called Psycho Mismatch. That was a cool little comic name. And yeah, in that band we covered like freaking
Perfect Circle,
Tool, Deftones, Muse. It's another band we cover a lot. Yeah, that was just kind of the first real band me and Cody had. And that band had a couple different members. But yeah, we were all young. I mean, yeah.
I guess while we're on that topic, I guess, how bad was COVID for you guys personally, family-wise, and I guess anything else music-wise you want to throw in?
Yeah. So it was definitely a challenge. The job market, specifically, because it was junior year for me. My parents, I still lived at home, obviously, and I have 4 siblings. So my parents at the time, I think my dad got laid off right around when COVID started. So he was doing like Instacart and DoorDash, and he also had a part-time remote job. He was working in the basement, he's actually doing like COVID tech support for people working with the government, like for vaccines and stuff like that or whatnot. Um, but my parents busted their ass just to keep like the family afloat. And obviously, I've never been through a pandemic. I think there was like that. There was one maybe in the early 2000s, but I was a newborn. So, but yeah, COVID I feel like was scary for. I mean, dude, politically there was huge division between everyone, even families. I definitely felt like personally my parents' sides of the families had massive splits. It wasn't the same anymore. And a lot of friends, like a lot of people had really bad mental health issues around me. A lot of my friends changed personalities. A lot of people had, even today, they still have really bad anxiety from COVID. And the main way that it affected me was, I feel like the world kind of stopped for that year, if that makes sense. I mean, you would go outside and there'd be no one. You go to the store and there'd be a couple cars. God, I mean, the amount of animals that were out and about, now that humans aren't, there's not so much traffic, and business have limited hours and limited capacity. Like, I feel like the world just like kind of got to breathe a little bit, even though it was chaos for everyone else. And, a lot of people had to learn how to change their whole work style, and for me, I learned a lot about myself. I feel like I did a lot of work on kind of like spirituality and like my religious beliefs, and I did a lot of learning about like philosophy and a lot of work about history. I think it was, even though it was hard to see a lot of people struggle and a lot of people lose jobs and a lot of people get sick or die, it definitely was an important part in shaping who I am now. And I don't think there's anything I would change how I handled it going back. But TJ, what are you?
Well, COVID was definitely a really important period for me, because unfortunately I ended up getting it. I got it twice, I believe, and during my quarantine period is really when I picked up bass. So that was like the real fire lit under me, like, hey, here's your time, do it. And it worked out. And it was really sad to see everybody going through so much hardship. There's a lot of people in my family that were terrified by it. And it was just really sad to see our communities get torn apart by it. And there's still lasting effects of it to this day. And it's still something we have to be aware of that is still out there. But it was a definite important period, and definitely shaped who I am, like Sage said, because that was a period where I really learned myself a lot. Having the time to reflect inside of the house like that really does help you learn yourself.
Sorry to hear that, guys. So, I think it is also because of how Missouri is, not to get too political, but I don't know if it was just something political-wise, saying something about COVID.
Yeah,
It's definitely partly of where we're at, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because, for example, people would generally consider Missouri more red, but weed is legal there. But Kansas, weed isn't legal, right? So it's kind of strange because, people typically associate ending the drug war with the left side. And yeah, there's an overlap there because Kansas City Kansas City, Missouri is like 5 minutes apart, you know? So, but yeah, it's just, yeah, I think there was just a divide because, I mean, like I said, our government was just in chaos. There's all, you know, all the conspiracy theories and end of the world rumors and FEMA camps, and like people were just a lot of fear mongering. That's the word I would say. I don't know if you had any experience like with that in 2020, but there was a lot of fear mongering. Whether
it be about masks, getting your vaccine, honestly, there was a whole lot going on.
Yeah. It was aggravating to me because I feel like all of that shit was not what we as communities and humans should have been focused about. We should have been, because, you know, in times like that where there's like economic recession and mass sickness and death, like I feel like you really need to rely on your neighbor, you know. Every religion says it, help thy neighbor. Like, I think it's really important that, like, hey, if I ever go, like, you know, promise me you'll help my kids until, you know, they get their stuff together, like that kind of thing. I feel like, I mean, you got your neighbor is closer to you literally than your best friend could be. You know what I mean? But instead, it's just so much division and distrust and hate, riots, protests. Like, I still personally believe, and it's a funny belief, but I think CERN fucked up and put us on the wrong timeline. Or like some kind of alternate timeline. And I'm like, all right, the joke's over, put us back.
I'm not opposed to that belief either, bro.
Feels like it.
Sometimes it does.
I'd say just me personally, it was the first time I actually worked from home, even though personally, family-wise, even myself, I mean, we were nervous, and even saw like some of the polarization that was going mainly social media and the news here and there. But honestly, I preferred it because I worked from home. I slept in. I took naps during lunch break, to be honest. So
I'd literally tell my teacher, like, yeah, my Wi-Fi's not working. All right, you're excused. And then I would just sleep. And then with no consequence, because they literally cannot punish you because of COVID. Yeah, they can't, like.
Don't do that, kids.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll see you in detention 2 years from now. So yeah. So yeah. All right. On a serious note, I'm hoping you guys have healed some rifts at this point. I don't know if you guys are still kind of dealing with that sort of BS at the moment.
Well, there's in my family, there's a lot of healing that still needs to be done for sure from it. But there has been some for sure.
To be honest, I had like personally, feel like I didn't really have a lot of deaths in my family because of COVID, but scientifically speaking, like after COVID, a lot of people had health after effects, a lot of older people. And I can't prove, and I'm not even going to dive into why or how or when or what, but I know a lot of people that still died because of the lasting effects of it. It's been, I think, it's been 5 years. My dad still can't smell or taste. It's ridiculous. And like, I forgot to mention, but like I had COVID 5 times. And
I didn't know that.
The first couple of times it was just like a really fucking annoying cold. The last 2 times I had it, and this would have been more like 2023, 24, there's pretty much no symptoms. So it's really weird because like I know some people who literally got like fucking nerve issues from COVID. And that's ridiculous to me. That's scary, you know? But yeah, getting back on track, I feel like a lot of the catastrophe for me and like my loved ones and my girlfriend as well, is like after COVID, a lot of people got sick. And there's been a lot of feel like politically that still remains. I feel like it's just gotten way fucking worse. And you know, we're musicians. We shouldn't have to talk about politics, right? Because we're trying to connect people and unify them. And I feel like nowadays, like a lot of musicians are picking sides, and it's really dangerous. because that just makes the split even more bigger. And honestly, I wish that we could just completely come up with some kind of new form of capitalism or something, because it's just, I shouldn't have to have my aunt and uncle fighting on Facebook because they have different political beliefs. Even though I do agree, with a lot of the stuff that matters, like human rights. I feel like no one should ever impede on that. I feel like we should be in control of our own lives and decisions always.
I see. But pray you guys heal those ribs soon there too, and I'll be feeling better.
Appreciate you.
I guess.
I didn't have any deaths in my family over it, but it was more just like mental hardship more than anything. So just people just go out in public for a long time afterwards, just living in fear more than anything. And then the ones that don't live in fear get mad at the ones that do, and vice versa. And that's where the division starts.
Yeah.
You ain't lying. I'd say I started feeling a little bit depressed after 2021.
Yeah.
Or at least during 2021, I should say. That's when I started feeling it. So not like full rock bottom, but just like feeling like, oh my God, when is this going to end? And
yeah, it's kind of gray. I get that. Same.
Very gray period.
Yeah. I guess, would you say you're kind of in the middle when it comes to like certain issues? Not to get too political, but just curious.
Yeah. So, like, personally for me, I often say I'm apolitical because I think it's all just a giant fucking something meant to make it easier to control people and influence their decisions. But I'm definitely more down the middle. I don't really care at all about economics or money or anything like that. I just couldn't care less. I'm half Mexican, so you can see where I lean on that. I have two sisters, so you kind of see where I am on that. Definitely have had a lot of strong female figures in my life, so that's why I really am like, just let them make their own fucking choices, and it shouldn't matter. I think also there's not a lot of women kind of that are at the top politically, if that makes sense. I feel like it should be more equal between genders because we both have different skill sets. You know what I mean? That's how our genetics were created. And working together is obviously going to give us stronger results that help benefit the people. I kind of just hate how easy and acceptable it is to just go slander someone based off their sex or gender nowadays. Like, I feel like it's like almost promoted in a way. And I'm just like, if you really go to most cities, people don't really give a fuck what you're doing as long as you're not hurting anyone or,
doing
smoking meth in front of kids.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get why people can't just be a good person. Like, take care of your environment, go out in the nature, take care of animals, get an animal. And shit, there's no excuses if you're allergic anymore. They make hypoallergenic animals now. So, but yeah, I don't really
love Earth and love animals and love people.
Yeah, I really try to put it in perspective for like people that will eventually listen to our music. Like, I don't even watch the news. I use the internet still, and I look up like big world events. I think that are really important. New technological advances I think are very important. I'm starting to doubt if Elon's actually going to take humans to Mars. Because but yeah, no, like I said, I spend my time I like to dabble in like paranormal stuff. I like reading and watching stuff that can kind of take your mind away, like aliens and ghosts and stuff like that. I'm a big movie head, but yeah, politically, I wish it didn't exist.
It'd be nice, but also good thinking there too. Not watching the news. So, all right. So, tread carefully, and good to see you boys that made it through, and good to have you along here for the ride.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. The next question here kind of does stick with COVID, but more so the music scene in around your neck of the woods. So I don't know how extensive Kansas City is, or how far it also extends in the suburb region out in the state of Kansas itself. Plus, also want to give some shouts to Freaky Things and Frog Pond, who are also out of the Kansas City region there too. So, I guess from your perspective, how's the music scene been after COVID? From your perspective,
From what I know, it's a lot of venues shut down and still haven't reopened. So there was a lot of, I think Kansas City as a whole, our tour like advisability rating from the top industry guys like went from like a B or a C to like a D. So now a lot of tours skip over here. But locally, there's definitely people still fighting for their lives to keep rock alive, rock music, metal music, and stuff like that. We have a shit ton of female-led bands. I think that's pretty cool. I personally, I love female vocals over heavy music. That's just a guilty pleasure of mine.
We have a shit ton of great guitarists too. I gotta say that.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm like a little squirrel compared to some of the guitarists we got out here.
I wouldn't say that, but listen.
There's a lot of. There's music every weekend. We've got multiple scenes. We've got the cover band scene. We've got like the acoustic singer-songwriter indie scene that play a lot of bars and stuff like that. We've got a couple venues.
The older metal scene.
Yeah, we've got I would say a lot of like millennial and up. Kind of, there's a lot of metal bands in that area, so that's pretty cool.
And then you also got your younger punk and metal bands.
Yeah,
as well.
I know we have a very big DIY like punky hardcore counterculture scene.
Yep. Shout out to Howdy and Farewell.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are in that scene, and they bring in a lot of young talent tours actually through them, and it's all DIY. It's all just community taking care of outsiders. I would say it stretches around like 50-ish miles. I think that's what I would describe our scene as. We've got
maybe 70 something like that, maybe a little further.
There's a lot of bands that come up from like Warrensburg and Topeka and Wichita. A lot of Midwest region wise, there's a lot of bands that stop here for support in between tours or in between shows, and hop on shows here. You said you know who Freaky Things is. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I did interview him. I guess you guys know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know their drummer.
Shout out Clarence.
Clarence, yeah, I've known him since I first started. Actually, I thought it was really cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's like a fucking. He's just a guy that you'll hug every time you see him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like an uncle you're excited to see every time he's around.
In our scene specifically, the staple, like where people begin, where they start, where they meet, where some of the secret best musicians in Kansas City play at is Jerry's Bait Shop. And it's just a little freaking old dive bar. It's been here for like 25 plus years. And they have open mics during the week. So they have an open mic night with a live backing band, and anyone can come up and play anything or sing anything. And the band they can play like probably over 1,000 songs. You know what I mean? Like they can play a lot. And I learned a lot professionally, like how to present yourself professionally and still be a rock star from there. We've got a soul blues/soul singer from Kansas City named Danielle Nicole, and she has a few Grammys. And her guitarist and co-singer Brandon, who's also her husband, he is also has his own band, and he's at Jerry's every week. So he's one of the standing guitarists for the open mic night. So like literally you play with some of the best musicians, and there's no judgment. There's tons of different age ranges there. I think that's where a lot of people started, especially for like me and Cody. Like he used to go up there and play like Hendrix and stuff like that. And so I met Clarence from Freaky Things. I think day one he came up to me and like gave me a big hug. He's like, "I see you, man. I appreciate what you're doing." Keep going. I love you, man. And I was like a little kid, and I was like,
That's awesome.
that was awesome. Yeah.
It's the things you need to hear when you're at that point.
Yeah. Super supportive.
That's for sure. Unfortunately, it was Joe, not Clarence.
Fair.
On Freaky Things.
Yeah, fair.
But Joe, awesome dude. So shout out Freaky Things, and also check out Frog Pond. They're from your neck of the woods there too.
Yeah.
So all one word. So
Frog Pond.
Heidi, that's her name. Heidi Phillips. So
Cool.
hey. But I guess we've got brief questions here. So here, let's get some extra fun ones here. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I know I said you 4 questions earlier, but I guess here's an extra one for you. I guess outside of music and I guess whatever main job you guys do, what sort of hobbies do you do?
Yeah. So for me, I still play games here and there. I actually haven't in like a month, which is surprising. Just because I've just been so busy with freaking like promoting and marketing the song. But I'm a writer. I write a lot of. I really like poetry. Philosophy is a big thing for me. I read a lot. I like big movie guy. I like trying new food. So I really like trying to find new places to eat at in different countries. I really love French food. Jamaican food is probably my favorite. So if I can ever find jerk chicken or jerk Jamaican beef patties, that's the place I need to be at. Yeah. Besides that, I listen to a lot of music. I like reading a lot of like horror stories. I spend a lot of time on this Reddit subreddit called No Sleep, and it's fiction horror stories, and like it's all just people just write them, and I like reading those a lot. There's some gold there. But yeah, dude, that's about it. I feel like music is taking up a lot of my hobbies. It's really just like something that, I mean, if to really do it, I feel like it just becomes your life in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I try to have a healthy balance.
I'd say outside of music, I really don't do a whole lot except just drive around and listen to more music.
He works on cars.
Yeah, I like mechanics stuff. I also like bikes. I'm about to get a motorcycle here soon. Start riding a little bit, and I got a lot of buddies that ride, and I've been wanting to do that for a while. So that'll end up being the main side hobby besides music. But before that, I was a pretty big gamer as well. I put that down for bass, which was a great decision. But every once in a while, I'll still pick up a game. But yeah, like Sage said, most of my hobbies have really been weeded out by now. It's things I only really care about or have time for my life now. Yeah. So it's like music, family, friends, and like nature.
Cars.
I'd say cars, bikes, just healthy things that give dopamine in a healthy way, like motorcycles and good people.
Fast life.
Yeah. I'm a pretty simple man, though. I don't really do a lot, man. I don't really do a lot.
That's good. I was going to say, do you also work on the suspensions for the cars? They get like the big bumps whenever they're blasting the R&B or rap music?
Yeah, I do suspension work. Yeah. Also,
you'd be
just put a new sub in my car, so I know what you're talking about.
They'd be hopping coming down, I guess, whatever the road is where Kansas City Chiefs play their
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, man, that's right where Arrowhead is. I think that's Raytown Road.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
I might be mistaken, but it's by Raytown Road. Shout out to Raytown. That's where I'm from.
I guess speaking of which, you guys get to Kansas City Royals or Kansas City Chiefs in terms of sports, or who do you look up to in terms of sports-wise?
I am. I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I've always been a Chiefs fan since a little guy, as far back as I can remember. All my elders were Chiefs fans, and yeah, some of my first memories with some family are Chiefs memories. So I've always had love for them. The Royals, not as much, but I'll always support a home team.
I I'm a Commanders fan for football. My dad's from Maryland, and that's where my grandpa lives and stuff. Chiefs is my second team, so like, um, obviously, because my mom and her family are all Chiefs fans. But Commanders, football, Maryland Terrapins for basketball, um, Royals, yeah, of course. I don't really watch football; it's too slow for me. But or baseball, sorry.
Yeah, it's way too slow.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the baseball players. Your sport's really cool, but man, it's a little slow.
Yeah.
Even after speeding it up and putting in like the little time clock so pitchers don't sit on the mound too long, or it's even try to do the whole extra inning rule with a guy on second base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys also get into fantasy football whenever you can, or is that not really on the bucket list?
I've tried. I've had friends ask me every year. I don't even know how or what it is.
Same here.
All right. But jump into the next one. I guess what would you say is currently your favorite food?
Pizza.
Ramen. Real ramen though. I suppose the fucking 70-cent packets work, but no.
You can make them bits into something crazy as fuck.
I like legit ramen. Like we've got a couple shops around here, and I probably eat there once a week, twice a week. I really love. I don't know if you probably had it. The soup dumplings, the Asian food. It's a dumpling, and then you bite into it, and it's filled with broth. Those are fucking phenomenal. So if I could ever find those, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm just limited to the Americanized Chinese food, to be honest. But it's all about crab burgers and it's just chicken, rice, and then some General Tso's.
I really like egg drop soup too. Cheap and easy. Good when you're sick.
It's true.
That's true. All right.
That's what moms go to always.
For the next one here, I think you guys already mentioned maybe something in terms of movies and TV shows. I guess which ones would you consider your favorites from each category?
Ooh.
Okay, so The Equalizer is one of my top three. I love Denzel. It's one of my favorite actors of all time. And now I'll give you second. Nicolas Cage, Color Out of Space. So that's a Lovecraft-inspired movie. It's so cheesy, but it's beautifully well done. And then third, I think of like a third movie. Man, for niche movies, I would say there's another movie with Nick Cage called Mandy, and it's essentially about this Colt gets interested in his wife. They kill his wife in front of him, and then he just goes on a murderous rampage. That's it. It's kind of like John Wick, but it's ridiculous, and it's also insanely like ethereal, red, pink, atmospheric kind of movie. It's very like artsy. And then on the other hand, it's just Nick Cage going on a violent rampage. I mean, about as good as it gets. But big franchises though, I love Marvel, DC, and Transformers. I'm still a little kid at heart.
I've never been a big movie guy or series guy, if I'm being honest with you.
Hey, I saw
got
that.
some. I got some that I love, though, man. I do have some that I love. First and foremost, when I was a kid, my favorite movie was always National Treasure with Nick Cage in it. So it's funny he brings up Nick Cage. That was my thing. I loved that movie. And then fast forward a little bit, Interstellar came out, and that became my thing. I love Interstellar. That's an excellent movie. Soundtrack, filming, everything's top tier. And then for my third, I don't know if I can really name another movie, to be honest with you, that really connects with me like that, but I can name a series that nobody would expect. I'd say American Pickers on History Channel, as like daddish as that is, dude. Like, I watched thousands of hours of that show, dude. Thousands. That show taught me a lot. Them guys are really cool. You guys should watch it.
I used to watch just random episodes whenever it was on because I had like nothing better to do. But I was actually at the shop when I was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Whoa, dude, that's cool. Yeah, the second one they opened.
something like that. I don't know, but
yeah, the one in Tennessee. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, man. That's cool.
Have you ever seen the series Dark on Netflix?
I have not. No.
You should check that out. It's a time travel series. I think it's in Europe, but it's really good. It's a really good series. It's like Stranger Things minus the aliens and stuff like that. So yeah,
I did just think of one more series I could name that I did binge a lot when I was younger. That's kind of sci-fi. Supernatural. Love Supernatural.
that's a good one. Classic.
Yeah, man, classic as hell.
You guys were mentioning a good bit about Nick Cage. I was gonna say Cage's got the Pedro Pascal sword look going right there too. So
Yeah, I've got a baby face, so whenever I don't have this, I don't get taken serious. And I work in a corporate office, so like, you know. But yeah, I've got the little Pedro going on. My girlfriend likes it, dude, so I've got nothing to worry about. If she hated it, I'd get rid of it, but she even helps me. She trims it up for me and stuff. I think I want to get it like I want to thin it out and get it like down, kind of like a Jack Sparrow kind of vibe. I think that'd be pretty fun.
we know what he's dressed up for Halloween. So, yeah.
Gomez, and Morticia Adams. That was what we went as.
Actually, I was thinking more of Oberlin Martell from Game of Thrones, to be honest.
I like that.
Of course, unfortunately, your face gets crushed in like a grapefruit afterwards. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
so maybe not, but whatever. We'll leave it up to you. So, all right, all great choices. Not sure if you guys drink any alcohol, but if you do, what would you say are your favorites? And then what's your favorite non-alcoholic drinks?
I like IPAs. I just like richer flavored stuff. I drink richer coffee, richer tea. But yeah, IPAs, probably there's this one called Juice Force that I like. It's crazy strong, but yeah, I like to drink those occasionally. I'm not a party drinker. I'm more of a like hang out with the guys and drink a beer kind of dude. And then my favorite non-alcoholic drink is probably boba tea. I just like it. I've got ADHD, so it's kind of fun to chew on those little rubbery things. But yeah, they're stimulating.
I'd say my favorite alcoholic drink is either Angry Orchard, or maybe a Monaco here and there. Yeah,
Monaco's are strong, dude. Them shits are dangerous.
yeah, they were 2 shots per can.
Yeah.
They warn you, but no,
Actually,
man,
right here.
hell yeah.
This is a good one too. It's a Voodoo Ranger Tropic Force Tropical IPA.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, IPAs are too much for me, man. I need something a little bit more mellow, so I usually
That's
go
why
with
you don't
like
have a mustache.
That's why I have a beard, though. No,
Like
yeah,
silly
dude,
strands is coming out, to be honest. So
but yeah. Favorite non-alcoholic drink? Lemonade, hands down. Easy.
Every time. Dude, we go in there, that's what he gets. He's like a little country boy.
that's my favorite about your Angry Orchard. I'm going to say either regular or do you like green apple?
I like the regular. I don't think I've ever tried the green apple.
Oh, green apple, that is sex, to be honest.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna give that a shot sometime. Hell yeah,
That's our singer's favorite as well. Angry Orchids.
it is.
Cider's good.
Oh,
I'll say, come down. We'll get a drink of Angry Orchards. And we will do a toast. Okay,
Yes.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'd totally be down for that.
someday. So, all right. And for the last fun questions, I guess what music have you guys been listening to recently? Whether it's indie or anyone who's got like a big name.
I want to throw out a certain band that I think is really cool lately. Polaris. They got this song "Dissipate" that I've been listening to.
Australian
nonstop.
metalcore.
Yeah. Let's see.
For
A
me,
lot of Parkway Drive.
yeah, that's okay. That's old school. Fight Star, Thrice. Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Perfect Circle lately.
Nice.
I miss Maynard. I need him to put some new stuff out. I've been listening to Zach Hemsey a lot too. He's a I don't even know what to say. He writes like screenplays for movies, so he's kind of like yeah, whatever. But he did. I don't know if you've ever seen The Man with the Iron Fist, but he did the soundtrack for two of those movies, and he just makes like he's like a philosopher rapper, so he raps in like in metaphor only. You know what I mean? Like he writes and then he writes like orchestra stuff with it, so it's just really cool, like movie cinematic sounding music.
Okay. I got a couple more that I can name. I'd say listening to a lot of A Day to Remember, this band called Silosis. A couple local rappers, Kansas City rappers, Kai Colors, D-Walk, a little bit of Lamb of God in there. I'm all over the place with my music taste, by the way. But
he was listening to Justin Bieber yesterday. Blasting it in his car. You get a new sub, and that's the first thing you listen to. Crazy.
Oh my god. Oh, but yeah, some Ramirez too. Should look into Ramirez. That guy's a great rapper. Justin Bieber joke's wild. That's awesome.
Actually, if I was gonna be like the Ozzy Osbourne joke, like who the fuck's Justin Bieber?
Who the fuck's Justin Bieber?
Yeah. He was being serious too. Man. That's the funny part. It's like he was being serious.
Yeah, R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yeah, rip
R.I.P. Ozzy. Yeah. All right. They're all great choices right there. And way to represent the Hope scene too. The Prince of Darkness too. Double horns for the Prince. All right. So boys, we're down to one more question in my podcast. I guess before we jump into it, would you guys like to ask me anything real quick? We'll do one apiece.
Oh, what got you into podcasting?
I can thank COVID for that one because
Yeah.
I've been meaning to actually do it for some time, but I never knew like how to really approach it. So I think after watching a couple other people, one was like a friend of mine out of my local state of PA. It just seemed like it was like a typical question where whether it was like asking questions, sort of like what we're doing here, or just simply chatting it up. So
I feel like you found a really good mix of that. Really good mix of that.
Yeah. But I would say in order to diversify my channel, because I just started doing drum covers and realizing it's a saturated market, to say the least, I was like, let's start podcasting and just see where it goes. So
That's cool.
Cool, man.
Right, and 4 years later, here we are, interviewing Endrid.
Hell yeah.
Anything else?
You got any questions?
What would you say is something important that something important for us to know, like being younger, just on the media in general, on something important we should know, whether it's like how to present ourselves or what do you think people care about the most when they're hearing a new band, stuff like that?
Well,
Be honest.
I would say you are going to get hate. Maybe, I don't know if you guys have a YouTube channel or anything else like that. So, but if you get those comments, just delete those comments. Or if you want to report them, I think that will definitely scare them away so you don't get those bots anymore. Because honestly, I dealt with some people who were just ripping on our crowd at our one venue because I was seeing Dallas Cowboys. Or
fuck off. Yeah, that sucks.
I say about the crowd size, and I'm looking more at the stage. I'm like, dude, there's people down in the pits. There are people that are chilling. There's people up where I'm at because there's a balcony and everything. Mm-hmm. It's a good crowd. Look at the band and then comment on how they're playing.
Exactly.
So if you get any negative comments, delete them or report them if it looks like they don't have many followers per se. Mm-hmm. So definitely watch out for the so-called promoters. I think you'll get a whole bunch of those from the Indian or Asian region.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
That's good advice.
So seriously, just report them too. And in terms of music-wise, just be you. So whatever floats your guys' boat, just do it. And then just put it out there. I mean, I'm pretty easy going. I do my own little project called Demiurge. It's just me and one other guy. I do drums and vocals. He does the guitars and everything. We just do it. I just told him, you know what, let's do it based on these influences. In our case, we were kind of going with more of the sludge, doom metal, a little bit of death metal.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So, love doom.
Dude, Typo Negative blew up these last couple of years with the Gen Z crowd all over TikTok.
Mm.
That was pretty cool.
or they go for like a depressing goth look or something.
Yeah. Well, it's the big, I mean, Peter Steele is pretty good looking, you know, and girls like that dark, mysterious guy. I'm just like,
I guess so. Actually, you think of the song Black number 1 in this case be like, I was looking for trouble.
yeah.
And boy, I found her. So, yeah. So maybe that hints. I don't know. If you got something else you want to pursue, knock yourself out. You mentioned about some of the hobbies you do. So just live. I mean, I try to live, but sometimes I'm just lazy, but
Experience.
that's pretty much all I can give you, really. So the main thing is,
Thank you for that.
no worries.
I got one last question for you.
Sure.
What in your mind or what in your eyes makes a perfect song?
Body movement. If it makes a person move, if say at a concert, for instance, if you got people who are moshing, who are going crazy, if you're like those metal bands that like have the cool breakdowns and everything, it really comes down to if you're having the people moving to the music.
Yep.
So, but even the old music too. I mean, like when you saw them like doing the dancing at typical theaters, whether it was sort of like what you got at the Grand Ole Opry, for instance, in Nashville. So, if people are moving to it, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, thank you.
Also includes headbanging and also destroying nearby objects.
Yeah.
Really, I don't know how you can check out statistics if it's like how long people are like listening to the song, for instance. But I'd say body movement. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
anything else?
That's it for me.
I think, yeah.
Right.
Not really much I can think of.
But we do have one more question. But here's how it goes. So, given amount of negativity that you guys even experienced in your life, family-wise and everything, and even based on COVID and what has also been on the news and everything, what would be your message of hope for musicians and people out there so they could try to move forward with their lives?
So you want to go first?
Yeah. I would say that what you're doing as a musician or someone who's doing something related to some form of art, even if you're a damn comedian, I would say that there's a giant gap of real natural magic in the world right now. And there's a lot of corruption, hate, stuff like that. And I think that like what you're doing is important and it's also needed. And no matter how hard it is, there's someone out there that it'll help connect to or inspire or motivate or even just get through their life, you know, get through the day to day. I would say that no matter what people think or say, rock music is on a big comeback right now. So don't go looking up, hey Reddit, is it smart to be in a rock band right now? Don't listen to that shit. There's a real, I mean, people are so confined to just the US, you know, oh, what does the US think about this band or this music? People understand, like, in South America and Mexico, they go ape shit over metal and rock.
Oh, yeah.
They, like, some of the craziest, most loyal fans are there. So don't pigeonhole yourself to just the perception of what you're used to. Always try to just think of the bigger picture and think of the endless possibilities. And also, it doesn't matter what your music is about. It doesn't matter if it's not about anything. I was just say, just pick something to fight for. No matter what you're doing in life, pick something to fight for. Pick something to stand up for. It doesn't matter how small or insignificant it is. It's significant somehow. And I think that in the end, that'll create a better humanity.
I'd say my message of hope is whether it be to a musician or just a normal human being, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Always keep your head up and keep moving. And if you were given a gift such as drawing, being able to play the guitar, being able to sing, use it. You're a vessel to spread love. Don't spread hate. Just be good to one another and make things better for one another. And I'd say my message of hope at the end of the day is just always keep your head up and realize there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things will always get better for you at the end of the day. And always look at life through a positive lens. And when it comes to musicians strictly, don't get in your head on if your music is good enough. Ever. Just put it out and let the people, let the world hear it. There's a lot of people that sit on music for way too long, and that's a disservice to themselves. So just always trust your craft, love your craft, and if you were given a gift, use it and be a vessel to spread love. And if you're a quote unquote just normal human being who's not a musician, just find hope in music, find love in music. That's my main advice.
Spoke like a bunch of true prodigies. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing that too.
Yeah, thanks for asking. That was a cool question.
That's a great question.
No worries. But I guess if you guys ever do eventually get on tour, I guess is there a particular state or country you would like to get to?
Red Rocks. That's the biggest. That's my. I don't care what happens before or after Red Rocks. That's my goal. I want to be there. But honestly, I would love to play through anywhere in the Appalachias. I'd love to do Florida. Probably one of the bigger cities, though, not like Everglades. I'd like to play Utah. I'd like to play California, South America, Argentina. I really want to go there. I heard they have fire food.
Paris.
Paris would be cool.
Brazil.
Dude, honestly, just anywhere but Kansas.
Earth. Just Earth. We would love to tour Earth.
Also, not Idaho. I don't want to go to Idaho or Iowa. They can just come to us somewhere else.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe we should say outside the big cities.
Yeah.
We don't want to go anywhere else. So yeah. Hey, fair enough.
No, I don't know a lot of places, you know. I just wanna play like cool, random, wacky audiences like that, you know. I just
cool
wanna
places.
Yeah, I
cool
wanna find
people
cool-
and cool places.
Yeah.
I guess where's Red Rock at?
Yeah, right?
I was gonna say, where's Red Rock at?
That's Denver, right?
Yeah, Denver.
Hmm.
I think actually. Let me double check. It's
I guess I was gonna say what were you gonna say earlier. I didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, Jefferson County. So yeah, up in Colorado. I don't know. I don't remember, but probably just blabbling on.
I guess so. But I guess nonetheless, boys, we have reached the end of my podcast right here. We talked a little over an hour and 30 minutes. I guess before we close out, would you like to give it any shout outs or any other final words?
Yeah. Shout out to Cody and Cameron.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brody.
Yeah, shout out to Brody.
Shout out to Brennan.
Yep. I think
Let's
that's about
see.
it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a small little circle, so
Shout out Landon. Love you, brother. Have a good show tonight.
that's it.
And to all fans who have listened to Endrid or even our previous works that we were on before. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. And I guess before we close out, I guess what social media and I guess soon to be streaming platforms will you guys be on so they can check your music out and interact?
Literally everything. So Instagram, username's Endrid Band. Facebook, Endrid Band. YouTube, not Endrid Band, because for some reason that URL is taken. We're on TikTok, Endrid Band. Yeah, and we'll be on all streaming services. On all of our social media, we've got our landing page up with a list of all of our social media and pre-save links for the song. You can visit our website at onlyendrid.com to play on OnlyFans. But yeah, onlyendrid.com, and you can find some pictures of us and some other cool little emails, lists, and sneak peeks. And yeah, I'm working on a Pinterest, so we'll have that up here soon.
Are you using DistroKid or are you using somebody else to?
Yeah, I'm just
distribute
using
music?
DistroKid. Yeah, using DistroKid, and then I'm going to sign up for ASAP once the song's out.
All right. But to close out like this, everyone, my guests today were Sage and Donnie, aka Donovan, but they're part of the band Endrid, hailing out of close to Kansas City, Missouri, right there too. But These boys, Gigs of Major Ass, they got some new material in the works right now, but they also got their song, Wendigo, going to be released 9/22. So pre-save today. Go check it out when it comes out. So go hit up all socials, all streaming platforms. Let's go up our brothers out right there too. Good luck this year, boys. But to close out like this, you stay safe, rock God. And lastly, I just need a quick pose. Stay tuned, y'all.
See ya.